Hi, my name is Richard Pantele, and I'm the Associate Dean of Students for Student Engagement and Judicial Affairs at Hampden-Sydney. I wanted to spend just a little bit of time with you all talking about what it is I do on a daily basis so that I can be a better resource to you and your families come the fall. So my job is split up into three main areas: the student justice system, student activities, and Greek life. And I'm sure most of you are aware that the Honor Code and the Code of Student Conduct at Hampden-Sydney are probably the two most important parts of pieces of the fabric of our culture here. And what I do is I advise our student court. I help run student court trials. I do training for our students and our campus community. Our student court is also part of our larger student government, and our student government is composed of the Honor Court, of course, the Student Senate, the Student Finance Board, and numerous different committees. So what it is that I do is I try to get students involved on campus, whether it's through student government, like I said, with student activities, or Greek life. Come the fall semester during your orientation period, you'll have the opportunity to see the numerous clubs and organizations that are available to students at Hampden-Sydney. We have nearly 90 different active student clubs, run clubs that is, and they range from anything having to do with the outdoors to math and science to gaming. So there's plenty of opportunities for you all to get involved when you're here as a student. The other thing is, if there's something that's not available that you would like to see available, the process for starting a club is really easy. So I'm your guy for that. With Greek life, we have 10 active fraternities on campus. They're social fraternities. We have numerous professional fraternities too, but I only advise the social fraternities. And so as freshmen, you'll have the opportunity during Fall Rush to go around and see the different fraternities, meet the brothers in all the different houses, and consider Greek life. So I'm the person you come to when you want to get involved. And I can help connect you in different areas on campus. So I hope that you will take advantage of that opportunity. So those are the opportunities that we have on the Hill. I also oversee some things that you can do off the Hill. And I help out with different clubs that take trips, like the Outsiders Club, but I also help oversee a program called Beyond the Hill, which takes students to different places really around the world. We've been to South America. We go on numerous domestic trips, and our tenets for that program are service, adventure, and leadership. So it is right in line with everything that we expect of a good man and a good citizen. And what we do is we take you and expose you to different opportunities, whether it's something adventurous like fly fishing in New Mexico, something service-oriented like helping build a school in the Dominican Republic. So the scope of Hampden-Sydney isn't just on campus. We like to take everything that we do here and really expose students to the same concepts in the communities that surround us in different states and countries. So thank you for your time, and if you have any questions, I can be reached on the top floor of the Brown Student Center, and my contact information is on the college website. To the class of 2024, I am really excited for you all to be here in the fall. We cannot wait to see you and have students back on campus. I know that you will all be successful, and please reach out to me if I can be of assistance to you.
My name is Mark Fowler. I am Director of Public Safety and Chief of Police here at Hampden-Sydney College. I wanted to take a minute today to give you a little information, a little background on our department. We are comprised of 9 full-time certified police officers, 3 part-time certified police officers that we use. Question that we get often is, what does certified mean? That means that all of our officers go through a 26-week police academy with the same as other police departments, sheriff's departments. They're all in the same class. They come out certified through the state of Virginia, Department of Criminal Justice Services. All of our officers have full arrest powers, which we try our best not to use, except in extreme circumstance. We have 24-hour-a-day coverage, 365 days a year. There's always a police officer on duty at all times. Officers do their own investigations, their own criminal investigations. We do our own traffic enforcement on the roadways. That includes DUI enforcement, speed enforcement, and all that goes with that. We also issue parking citations on campus, so we ask that each student read the key, read the parking regulations, do your best to abide by them. Ticket fees add up after a while. And parking here is at a premium, so we do have to enforce the parking. It's one of the unfortunate things that we have to do. Okay, a bit about firearms on campus. Yes, we do allow that. However, there is a protocol to that. The first thing I will say is no handguns allowed on college property at any time for any reason. And absolutely no handguns. Long guns, shotguns, rifles, also bow and arrows are allowed. However, they are not allowed to be in vehicles, in rooms, or on campus property except at the police department, where we have a designated gun locker. When you bring your firearm to school, the first thing you do is you stop at the police department. We will register your guns. We have a secure room that the guns are kept in, the bow and arrows are kept in. Once you register it and it's put in the locked room, then when you want to check your gun out, you will come to the police department. We will check the gun out to you, and you are to immediately leave campus with it. You can't check your gun out and go back to your room because you forgot something. Once you pick that firearm up, you have to leave campus with it to wherever you're going. When you come back to campus, your first stop must be the police department because you have to check your firearm back in. You can't take it to your room, can't leave it in your vehicle. Immediately upon entering campus, you have to come to the police department and check your gun back in. If you don't, you will get a text from our system basically wanting to know where your gun is, why it's late. If it's late and we don't hear from you, then we're going to come and we're going to look for you and we're going to find out why that firearm did not get returned to us at the designated time. So be mindful of that. This is a privilege. It's something that is in some ways unique to this campus that we're able to provide that service. So take advantage of it, but don't abuse it. And we're here for any questions that you might have on that. We will be here from matriculation to specifically answer questions on firearms on campus. So don't hesitate to ask. Another thing I wanted to cover was our emergency notification system, better known as our ENS system. What that does, if an emergency, a life or health emergency occurs on campus, we will send out an ENS message, which you will get as a text message on your phone. You'll also get an email. It will also come over any administrative or lab computers in any buildings. It will automatically take over the screen and you will be able to see the emergency message there, as well as message boards in different buildings across campus. That is used for active threat situations, tornadoes, hurricane information, sometimes inclement weather such as snow, school closings will sometimes be delivered over that. That is a service that, in my opinion, you do not want to opt out of. One question that we frequently get from parents is, can I sign up for that too? The answer is yes. However, you have to go through your student's account, and he can add you within his account. We cannot set up a separate account for parents. But going through your student, you're more than welcome to be set up with that so that you can get the notifications also. Beyond that, we'd like to welcome all of you to campus. We are here at your service. Our main goal is to see you leave here in 4 years with the degree that you came here for. Any way that we can help you do that, we are here. All of our officers are very approachable. Don't hesitate. My door is always open. If you need anything, please don't hesitate to come see me. Thank you.
My name is Stephanie Joynes, and I am the director of the Ferguson Career Center here at Hampden-Sydney College. We're excited to have you as part of our community, and we're looking forward to working with you in the next 4 years of your college career. A little bit of information about who we are. As I said, I'm the director. We also have Dr. Vince Decker, who is our Associate Director of Career Education and Advising, Casey Tharp, who is our Associate Director of Employer Relations, and Emily Fulcher, who is our Administrative Manager. We're actually growing this year, and we'll be adding one more staff member, an Assistant Director of Career Advising, who will also be helping support our Compass program in experiential learning. So you will be definitely working with this person in your freshman year so that you can plan the next 4 years of your experience with us. Some of the services we offer in the Career Center: we help with career exploration, including different industries and functions. We look at career competencies to make sure that you're career ready in moving forward in applying for positions. The basics of resumes, cover letters, and online profiles. We also help with networking. A big part of what we do is we help you connect with our top-notch alumni network. And we work closely with the Office of Alumni Engagement to make sure that you know how to properly reach out to our alumni and figure out the best way to move forward in building those relationships. We also help with in-person and virtual interviewing being a higher priority than in past years. And obviously, this is something that we are becoming much more well-versed in as well. We also help with the job and internship search and the application process, salary, benefits, and negotiation. We also look at the hiring data and salary information so that we can help you with your salary negotiation. And then we also help with graduate school search and application process, which we've seen a lot of students moving forward with some amazing schools. We also work with different partnerships with different graduate schools as well, and we'll be covering that in a little bit. Some tools that we use that are going to be very helpful for you moving forward. We work with Handshake to post our positions, to communicate with you, and to also hold some of the resources that are going to help you understand what your options are for after graduation. You can check out that website at joinhandshake.com, and as soon as we have an email ready for you, we'll be importing your information and you can activate your account. In many ways, Handshake is like LinkedIn, where you will have a profile and you'll be able to engage with different recruiters who are looking specifically for college students for their internships, for graduate schools, as well as for full-time jobs. So we encourage you to use this tool in the best way possible. And we are always here to answer any questions you have about the system. We also have StrengthsFinder and MBTI testing. So if you're still figuring out where your skill set is and what makes you you, we are there to help you with that as well. We work with the National Association of Colleges and Employers, also known as NACE, and so we are keeping up with what is happening throughout the country regarding hiring, internships, virtual internships. So we have the most up-to-date information about what employers are doing to reach out to college students, how to do virtual career fairs, and what may happen in future in-person career fairs. We also have a new Hire a Tiger blog where we share some of this information, and you can actually check that out right now. That is at careercenter.hsc.edu, and that is a great resource to see up-to-date information, but also some of the basics of how to get started in your internship search and your career search. So we are going to be continually posting on that blog throughout the summer and in the future, and that way you have a great library of content so that you can get started in how you're going to build your professional future. We also have the Hire a Tiger program, and I did mention our top-notch alumni connections. Throughout this entire experience, our alumni have been amazing. They have really stepped up and want to help our students in the best way possible. And in doing that, we created a Hire a Tiger program in over 20 cities where we have different alumni groups. And that ranges from Washington, D.C., we have a Charlottesville group, we have a Raleigh, Atlanta, New York. So we have really done the work to bring together our alumni. And then on our end, we work to make sure that you have a resume and cover letter, that you can apply for an internship in certain cities, and we will take that resume book and send it to our alumni, and they will see what kind of opportunities they can connect you to. This networking aspect is a huge part of how we do things here at Hampden-Sydney. When you can't work with recruiters for whatever reason, they can't get to campus, there's formal programs that are very complicated and hard to break through, that is where the networking is absolutely imperative to really get your foot in the door. And that is what we really do best here. Our communication is top notch, and every time we have a panel of alumni, we ask them, how did you get your first experience? And it usually is through networking. What that means is we need you to also own your experience in reaching out to alumni as well. And we're going to teach you that while you're here in your entire 4 years. So starting off as a freshman, you'll want to reach out to juniors and seniors, get to know them because they will be graduating, and when you're a junior or senior looking for an opportunity, those relationships are going to be really important to you in building the next step of whatever comes next. I also wanted to mention that we have internship scholarships. This is a great way for you to, when you do secure an internship, and it may be an unpaid internship, but it's a great experience that's going to get you to the next step of whatever it is you're going to be doing. Sometimes you don't have the funds for rent, sometimes it's transportation, sometimes you just need extra funding because you're going to be turning down that job that you would have been paid for this unpaid internship. And for that reason, we do have internship scholarships available to our students, and you can apply for those. Usually it's in the March and April time period so that we can help get some funding for you to help you through the summer. So I wanted to mention that, and you can also see that at hsc.edu, internship scholarships. Now I wanted to also mention the challenges facing students with internships. And it was already a competitive field to get an internship to begin with, but it has definitely increased with the situation that we're seeing right now. So I'm going to start off by saying my best advice for you is start strong. Work on that GPA. Try to get over a 3.0, a 3.5, have those academic goals for yourself. And it's going to make your life a lot easier when you are a sophomore, junior, and looking for an internship. And this is why. When it comes to internship programs, employers get a lot of applicants. And with those applicants, they have to decide who are the best students, what are the benchmarks, who's taking their academics seriously. And unfortunately, that often is connected to GPA. Because there are some companies that have computer systems that will knock people out if they have under a certain GPA, you want to keep that GPA up. Now, it is not the end-all, be-all. Like I said, our network is fantastic, and recognize that somebody who may have a lower GPA has other skills that are fantastic and useful in a work environment. What I am saying though is if you do well in your academics, a lot more doors are going to open up to you. And when those doors open, you're going to see a higher salary, a more stable opportunity, and it's just going to launch you faster and further than if you hadn't hit those benchmarks. So keep that in mind. Some other things that freshmen should know. So first and foremost, I want to say, you don't have to have it all figured out. If you feel pressure to know exactly what you're majoring in and how the next 4 years are going to go, clearly you may want to stop and think. There are going to be a lot of things that are going to change in the next 4 years, and you are going to change in the next 4 years. Before any of these things had happened in the economy and with different companies hiring and laying off and different industries being stronger and some kind of falling apart, the reality is all of it could change in 4 years, and you will change in 4 years. I like to tell people that the freshmen that come in are very different when they leave as seniors. Some students find that they have a talent for writing and go into communications. Others are surprised to find out that they really love science. So don't pigeonhole yourself into a certain field and feel that you have to commit to it very early on. You have time to explore, you have time to experiment with different classes and see what you like and then go from there. So keep those options open. As I mentioned, get to know the upperclassmen. That's how you build your network, but that's also what makes our community so special. Whether we are on campus or online or whatever is happening at that moment, our community is always there. You can see us on social media, with texting, GroupMe, they all have different ways of finding each other. That is one of the most important things about Hampden-Sydney, is that we know how to build a community, we know how to build relationships, and we know how to have each other's backs when things get hard. So keep that in mind. We're here for you when you need us. The Career Center, we're staffed, we're ready, we're happy to do it online, in person, through Zoom, record ourselves, make sure you get the information on our blog. However we do it, we're here for you. And whether you are a freshman, a sophomore, a junior, a senior, even when you're an alumnus and you come back and say, I need help, we're still here to help you out. That's why we're here at Hampden-Sydney. We do watch our hiring data and we look to see where our students are most successful. I would say that we have most of our students going to the DC area as well as Richmond. Salaries are going to be a little higher in urban areas than they are in rural areas. And we can tell you that in general, most of our graduates have been averaging about $49,000 a year when they graduate. Obviously, there are a lot of things that are changing in this field right now with a liberal arts degree and with where students are heading after graduation. But we do monitor this to make sure that we can give you the best advice when you come to us with an offer and you're asking if this is a really fair salary or if you should be negotiating a little bit higher. That's one of the things that we do here, is to make sure that you make the most of your education at Hampden-Sydney and so that you can really launch your career in the best way possible. We do have, you'll see with the FAQ that we send out, all the different companies that our students have been hired at in the past couple of years. And there are some fantastic big companies, there are smaller and mid-sized companies. I also wanted to mention that we also have several graduate school partnerships that can really benefit you in different fields, including business, engineering, as well as medicine. So I want you to consider those options as well. We have partnerships with leadership and public affairs with Cornell University, as well as UVA. We have medicine programs at GW and Lynchburg College and VCU, and of course, Eastern Virginia Medical School. Business programs include UVA, Duke, Wake Forest, University of North Carolina, and the College of William & Mary. And our engineering programs also include UVA and Old Dominion. So I want to encourage you to explore these options early on, because if you know if you're interested in graduate school, sometimes we need to plan ahead to make sure that you hit all of the requirements for those programs. Again, I want to welcome you to the Hampden-Sydney College community. It's a really fun group of people to work with. The community is fantastic. You're going to find a unique experience here that you would not find anywhere else. And I really hope to see you here on campus this fall. and we're excited to have you. Thank you so much. Go Tigers!